Kia ora crafty chums and welcome to my channel. So today I'm doing week two's page of Life Cues journal, and the question for this week was, are you afraid of the dark? And I'd have to say it depends on the circumstances, but on the whole, yes, I am afraid of the dark, quite afraid of the dark. There have been occasions when I've been absolutely terrified in the dark, and whether you know or not, I live on a boat, and it's not just a stationary boat. It's a sailing motor sailor, and we've done a few ocean passages where we've been at sea for weeks and weeks at a time, and yeah, there have been occasions at night when I've been on night watch, and I hate doing night watches, but you have to do it. So I've been on night watch. There's been no moon. There's been so many clouds that all the stars are gone. You're on the ocean. There's no land, nothing. So there's no light from elsewhere. And to be quite honest with you, it's terrifying, because when you can't see, or your hearing becomes really intensified, and you can hear all sorts of things, and your little imagination starts whirring and clicking away, and yeah, those oceans are getting bigger, they're getting stronger, the boat's being pounded by waves as you go along, especially if you're in a storm or anything like that, and it can be absolutely terrifying. Now, other times when you're up on deck at night and you're doing the night watch, the moon can come up. And I never believed in the man in the moon until I went sailing. And my first experience of the man in the moon was just astonishing. I absolutely never believed it was true, but the moon came up over the horizon. There's the man in the moon's face, and it's sort of like it really is in 3D. And it's moving around, it's so friendly, and the moon will shine and it will hit the black water, and you'll get a path, and it will come straight towards you. So it goes straight from the moon to the boat, a silvery path of moonlight, and it comes across the water and it's with you, and it just feels beautiful. It's just such an astonishing experience. I can't even begin to tell you what it feels like. Absolutely no, can't. Astonishing thing. I mean, it still astonishes me when I just think about it. Anyway, shall I just go to the page? Am I afraid of the dark? Depends on the circumstances. But on the whole, yes. I hate doing night watches. It terrifies me. Or that darkness, or my imagination playing tricks on me. Oh my goodness. Glory be. Anyway, to the page. Let's go. Have a look. Let's see what I can do. I don't know. I feel I should just put go. I haven't gessoed it today. I'm just going to, because it's black, I'm just going to go over it. Of course, night isn't the only time when you have darkness. I remember when I was a little girl, I had a terrible, terrible cold, and I woke up in the morning. Mum called us, ready for breakfast, get ready for school, and I opened my eyes and I couldn't see a thing. It was black. I was terrified, cried, screamed, snivelled. My older sister came in to see what was going on, and she said, "You stupid girl," or words to that effect. And what had happened was, because my cold was so bad, my nose had been running, and it came up through, your tear ducts, because your your tear ducts and your nose are connected, and my eyes had been glued shut together with the, you know, crusty old snotty bits from my cold. I couldn't open my eyes, and I thought I'd gone blind. Hilarious. And in that moment, I was terrified until, you know, my sister explained to me that I couldn't open my eyes, and the reason why. Oh, honestly, to wake up and to have just blackness there is just scary. So yeah, I am. I'm scared of the dark. Not afraid to say. I think I should just put a big yes there. You scared of the dark? Yes. Yes, I am. And I'm not afraid to admit it. Depends on the circumstances. Right, okay. So I've got my little bit of darkness there. And there's hardly, you know, there aren't that many occasions when you come across complete darkness, blackness. But there are. I was knocked unconscious once. There you are. I wasn't asleep. It wasn't night. It was during the day. I was riding my motorcycle along, had a crash, and was knocked unconscious. So, yeah, there are times when you can be scared, but it's dark. Especially when there are different reasons for it being dark. I was going to see if I could do some splashy bits of paint colour and that, but I probably need to cover this page up, don't I? Otherwise it'll be splattering on my other page too. Let's see, what have I got? What did I do with that piece of paper I had yesterday? Should probably have a stiff brush for this. Could almost look like a constellation there. The aurora, whatever. No. Maybe I could like draw some lines and do a, I don't know, little belt of light or something. So yeah. Can't even think of a better quote than yes, I'm afraid of the dark. But I think I should put that there is nothing to fear but fear itself. I think that's just so true, actually. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a quote on here. And yeah, should have got that prepared first, shouldn't I? So let's see. Let's get my bit of paper and write. Okay, just going to rip these up a bit. Oh, I got my sweat on today. Must be the menopause. Oh man, because it's not that hot here. I have to take my jacket off, I think. Just bring it back up a bit. My screen's just gone off, so I can't see where you are there. Didn't get a very good night's sleep last night because of the storm. And although you can't hear it, the winds are actually up to gusting up to 40 miles an hour today, and it's going to be worse tomorrow. Deep joy. Yeah, I think a lot of people are having lots of crazy storms around. Sometimes you've got to ask yourself what's happening with the weather, what's happening. Yeah, it's because it's been storm after storm here this winter, and so far still got a bit more to go, and it's quite draining because I'm in constant motion, although you can't really see it on the camera or anything like that. The boat is in constant motion, and where I sit here I get a lot of backwards and forwards motion, so sometimes it can be like, oh, give me a break from it. And yeah, and I didn't sleep very well last night. I was in my bunk bed. It's my bed, and of course it's a continual motion. Sometimes you feel like you're going to fall out, especially with there's just been a gust come back there, and it pushed me back. But I'm sure you didn't see that on camera. I wasn't looking to see whether you felt that, but that was quite a strong gust, and it just made me go backwards a bit there in the chair because we're being pushed onto the pontoon in the marina. It's actually quite nice to be when you're moored off or anchored off, either on a mooring buoy or an anchor, and because you face into the wind, and so it's usually a nicer motion to be at rather than in marinas where you're like you get pinned to the side when there's really strong winds. You know, you're just being either pushed right on, and your fenders are rubbing up and down, and you get constant noise and motion from that, or you're being pushed off, which is quite nice, but your lines all creak because they're under strain all the time. You know, you get a push of wind on it, and the lines stretch out. The wind eases off, the line, comes back, and so you get So, oh man. So while I'm doing this, I'm just edging around these bits of words here, and then I'll just glue them to the page. Just use some matte gel medium because it's the easiest thing for me to get out. Clean off my brush. My tissue that I just put down. So yeah, I think 28 days is the longest we've been at sea so far. You know, ocean out of the sight of land for about 20 odd days. So yeah. So back to the table then, and we'll just finish off. So it's my little bit of darkness there. Is I have to keep telling myself, you know, that it's my imagination that plays tricks on me and makes me so afraid. I wouldn't call it an active imagination, because do you know what? When I was younger, I used to dream, and all the time. But now, when I dream now, I just have nightmares. But I don't have nightmares very often, thankfully. Or if I do, I just can't remember. So there is nothing to fear. I don't know whose quote this is. I suppose I could Google it and have a look and then apportion who it's to. But it's just something, you know, that I've always known. This is a saying that's been with me like forever. It's like after watching that film Jaws, I wouldn't even go to swim in the swimming pool. That was a scary film. And after that, do you know what? I don't watch scary films anymore because it plays tricks in my mind. So what's the date today? The date is, just check. The date is for me, the date is, the 13th. I'm glad it's not Friday. So today is the 13th of Jan. Is this my white pen? Yeah. So today is the 13th January 2015. Week 2. Yay! What was it? Are you afraid of the dark? When we were coming across the Atlantic 2 years ago, we were in hurricane season, and we actually had 2 hurricanes while we were out at the sea. Thankfully, thankfully one came within 200 miles of us, and it veered off towards land and dissipated a little bit. And then when we were coming in towards water, it got to water just before we did, so we were fortunate there again, you know. So there are times when things can be scary, but it's the unknown that is the scariest thing. Not knowing is scary. So, you know, if you have information, you can be less scared, or you can rationalise your fear. It's just that when you're not able to rationalise that fear, then darkness is a scary thing. So there you go. That's my week 2's page. Hope you like it. Hope you like the chat. Join me again soon. Bye.